Hello everyone, bonjour, bonsoir. This will be a repair video. My client here came in and she was on the verge of cutting her locks. And she asked me if I could do anything about it. So the caption you guys saw in the post is actually accurate. She asked me if there's anything I could do. I said, let's see. She had some old locks with her that had popped out of her head, and she had some spaces where I had to add a little bit of hair to get her together. So if you guys are interested in the details of this repair, stay tuned. There's a lot more throughout the video. And please excuse my nails, guys. I could not get to my nail guy even though we're able to go to the nail shops now. And then there's leftover dye on it. So please bear with my nails. That's just what we got going on right now. Anyway, so there were 3 types of repairs that I had to do to get her head together. So the first kind is pretty much what I did throughout most of her head. As you guys can see, the bottom row of her hair, if you look at the before, the bottom row did not have locks in there at all, but I had already added the bottom row, and I didn't even think to record. Whenever I do record, it's really spontaneous. If I'm doing something and I feel like it could help someone else, I record it. So that's why I don't feel any type of way about sharing information, because if I could help someone else with sharing the information, or the knowledge, I'm all for it. So what I'm doing here is pretty much the biggest main issue here is that her locks are breaking off at the point in which her loose hair turns into mature lock. So what I'm doing here is I'm parting out her hair in the general sections. We're recreating parts, pretty much guessing where her parts are supposed to be in terms of how big her locks are, and her hair density and her part to lock ratio. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I'm putting the hair into the lock. So if you guys you'll see it as I do it further on in the video, but I just gather the hair, I look around the lock, I look under it, on the side of it, at the top of it, to see in relation to the lock, what is my real estate? What can I take hair from to put into this lock without depriving another lock, pretty much. So once I do that, I twist it as if I'm going to retwist it, but I'm not going to retwist it and just wrap the hair around, because in this case, that will not work. With young locks, it'll work. Having hair out, you wrap it around, you're guiding that hair where it's supposed to go. But locks as mature as her, she's had her locks for a long time. So if we're at this point, then we need to do more than wrap it around. It's not going to work at this point. So as you guys can see, I found the hair and I wrapped it around, and I used my tool to pull it in. Now this tool is not available on my Etsy shop right now because it is completely sold out. So don't be mad if you go to my link and it's not there. I hope to restock very soon. So here I'm going to show you guys again a lot of loose hair out that broke off, kept breaking off to the point where they were shorter than her new growth. So thankfully for her, her hair was able to grow back, and to grow back healthy. That's something that's very important. Most of her breakage, this type of breakage could come from dryness. It could come from going too long without maintenance. It could come from a number of things. In her case, it was a mixture of other things, but mostly postpartum hair damage or hair breakage. And it is a real thing. Some people have to cut their locks off all the way together and it cannot be salvaged. Some people who don't have locks, they'll end up having really big bald patches that they have to wait to grow back. So if you guys look closely, I did exactly what I told you guys here, but that is not always the case. So this brings me to method 2, where I did take the lock and I did take the loose hair and brought it into the lock with a crochet needle. However, she still has a very thin part, as you can see here, because the new hair that grew is still shorter than her new growth would be if her lock was completely healthy. So I'm adding some hair here, and I'm doing the wrapping motion just to put my hair where I need it to be. It is not the final repair. Now that I have my hair where I need it to be, I'm going to crochet and make that hair part of her lock instead of sitting on top of her lock. That is the difference between wrapping and then actually crocheting it. If you're wrapping it, it sits on top of it, it starves the lock, it doesn't allow water to pass through. This method, water will pass through when you wash it, and your natural hair that you have added some support to will still be able to be maintained, and it will still be able to receive the nutrients that you are putting into your hair. So I'm going to do it again to show you guys again. We have the loose hair, and I'm going to use the crochet tool to bring the hair into the lock, and I'm going to do this on all sides, not just one. I'm going to twist the lock as many times as possible that I feel gets it to a point where I've put the hair in there from all sides. So we're getting closer to the top of her head, where I'll be doing some reattachments and repairing some thinning. All this hair here being out of the lock will lead to thinning. It will lead to the locks being damaged or possibly popping off. So that's why we're reinforcing them. But as you guys can see, her hair from the scalp, from the follicles, is not thinning. Her hair grew back very nice and healthy. So what I'm doing here is I am just reinforcing the base. I'm reinforcing those parts and the locks themselves wherever they started thinning at. That way we can stop the process of thinning and she doesn't have to lose her locks. So I've pretty much wrapped the hair around first, but like I said, that's not going to be enough, so I'm going to go ahead and crochet. I'm going to do that to this entire row, and then we're going to go on to her more troubled areas where locks are hanging by just strands of hair, or there is no lock in that area at all, and I'm going to have to reattach the lock. Now we've made it to the front, and here, like I said before, she has locks that completely are not there anymore, and then she has locks that are barely hanging on. So we're going to figure out what parts are best for her locks and how, and then we're going to reinforce those locks that you see that are barely hanging on. Pretty much I'm going to look at her parts from the back to the front, and then I'm going to evaluate her hair density in the front, because your hair density may change depending on where on your head you are. So I'm going to part, looking for some hair around that thinning lock. Once I find some hair that doesn't belong to any other lock and won't hinder any other lock or make any other lock thinner, I'm going to wrap it around, and then because that lock is already hanging on by not much, I'm going to reinforce it with some extra hair. And as I'm adding this hair, I'm wrapping it, but once again, it will not just stay wrapped, because that does not help. It's a temporary solution, so I'm not against it, but I don't see it as a permanent solution to repairing your locks. So now I'm just gonna crochet all the way down the length. As you guys notice in this one, I added a lot more hair than the other one, and then I added the hair a lot further down because this lock was pretty much super thin. And I added her new growth to it, so that's great for the base, but then we still have the top part of her shaft is still very thin, and you don't want that because then it'll eventually end up breaking off anyway because it's not enough to support it. So I'm adding some hair to help it support that lock, that way it doesn't end up popping off. I'm going to do the same to this one. As you can see, I'm searching to see where around there can I get some hair that is not gonna mess up anything else and leaves her with a healthy sizing and parting. So here pretty much this piece is gonna have to be its own lock, so I'm gonna reattach one of her locks to that one, and here I can add this hair to this thinning lock. Once again, I've wrapped the hair around, but as you can see, look at all of that space that is thin. The new growth does not meet where the hair starts to thin. So I'm adding some hair once again, and I'm adding it as far as I need to make that lock the same size from new growth to the ends. Now on to some more fun stuff. We're gonna be adding, I'm parting here, and I'm doing it kind of like when I do extensions or when I do natural lock reattachments. It's pretty much the same thing, just on a smaller scale. I'm parting out the hair first to see what I have going on, to make sure I don't sit there and part, and then there's like a little piece of hair left alone, and I have to add a whole lot to a little piece of hair, and it's gonna just cause her the same problem she's been having. So I part in advance, and then I get her natural lock to help with the attachment. I add some hair to the end of it. I crochet it on there as if this hair was just already on the end of her lock. Make sure it's secure, and then I'm gonna take some loose hair and I'm gonna add it to the loose hair that is on her head, her new growth, and I'm gonna crochet that hair onto her hair like I'm doing an instant lock. And this will help the install be very seamless. Now I'm doing this because, as you can see, the hair there is pretty short. I don't recommend reattaching a whole head of locks on hair that short, but because it's a repair, I went ahead and did it, and then her hair wasn't, it looked shorter than it actually is. Stretching it out, it was a pretty good length, but I still wanted to make sure that she was not gonna have any issues with locks slipping out. So I added a little bit more, and now I'm gonna mesh those two loose hairs together to create that part of the lock and to make it seamless. All right, guys, as you guys know, this is the best part for me, the results. So this is the result of the front with the hair added, her locks put back in. It's looking so good. Now I already washed her hair before I started because I didn't want to work on her hair dirty because there was so much to do. So because her hair was already washed, I am going to retwist her hair, and I'm just going to use water in a mist bottle, and I'm going to mist her edges because I don't want to retwist dry hair. So as you can see, the locks in the back are reattached, the locks on the sides are reattached, the locks on the top are reattached. She's very, very happy, and this part right here is what I keep doing it for. This part right here where the results are in and the client is happy, and it's something that is kind of, I don't know, it's indescribable, but I think it's what keeps hairstylists, people who do any type of service, not just hair, any type of service, if you're really passionate about it, this is the moment that keeps you coming back. So obviously this is after a retwist, and you guys can see her roots look so good. They look really nice. She was very happy to feel the weight of the locks back where there were no more locks. Her roots look very nice. The retwist was effortless because I had already went through and crocheted pretty much really close to the root. So the retwist, I didn't need to do much really, but palm roll those new areas that I had added back in. And that is it. She was such a sweetheart, and I was so happy to meet her and help her out. And I loved her locks. Her locks were really beautiful, and she had them for a very long time, and I was so happy she didn't have to cut them. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in another video, and thank you for all the love you gave this post. Bye guys.